Well, Paul, we chatted on Monday following the game, and unfortunately that wasn't recorded at the time, but you're quite emotional back then. Is it the same sort of feeling now come Thursday?
Um, no, I think after time to reflect, I think on the day you're very emotional. I was disappointed, angry, gutted, all those things that the supporters and the players felt as well. And then you get a bit of time to reflect, and you do start to mellow. We've obviously reviewed it, and we know that the games against the teams at the bottom is something that we've been disappointed with this season. I've looked at it in the bottom when you split the league into three. I take ourselves out. There's 21 teams. Then the bottom seven, we've only taken one point per game at home. We've taken 7 points, and that's something to develop on next season for sure. Um, and I'm just as disappointed as everyone else. But you know that is something that we've got to work on. When I look at it, nothing really came off on the day in terms of players trying things. We know a number of the boys had an off day, but it wasn't for a lack of trying. It wasn't for a lack of effort, and it's up to me. It's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to give the boys the confidence to play at home, take the pressure off to play at home if that's what it is, because I know they're desperate, absolutely desperate to win at home in front of the paying supporters. I don't think I would want to call that into question at any point. So it's up to me to reflect on it and see what's gone wrong in those games, and identify a clear way of playing in that type of game next season. And it's not something that maybe we can address overnight. Maybe that's something longer term now into next season.
Yeah, we spoke the smudge after the game in the end, and we talked about obviously going from a well we played on Saturday, getting the result, and especially the first half performance on Saturday, then go into to playing on Monday. Just that must be just add to the frustration for yourself, really.
Yeah, it does for everyone. The players feel that frustration, the supporters and the staff, and that's something that we've just got to address it. And it's down to us to come up with a clear way of playing and provide a bit more clarity and a bit more detail to the players in how we're going to go about things in this situation, in this type of game next season. And it just builds on the things that we've already done, and that's something that obviously we haven't done well enough so far. And I think when we reflect on it, and we take a little bit of time to look at it, there's so much that we have developed already this season, and I think the supporters will feel the same. That hopefully they feel the same at me. I'm very proud to be the manager of this football club, and I think that there's a huge potential and a huge opportunity for us moving forward. And I don't want to let those last, we did beat Hanwell in the game before, but I don't want to let those last couple of home games or disappointing results, take the edge off what's been. Let's face it, it's been a huge season of progression. Really, I think we didn't know what division we were going to be in, and we got the reprieve. And last season, I accept that our home form has been disappointing against teams at the bottom, but last season we won 6 games total. We've won 8 at home. We've won 18 total. I think there's been immense progress here this season. I think the players can feel it, and I hope that means that they'll stay, and I hope that the supporters feel it, and that means that after that initial disappointment, which we all feel on the day when we lose a game, that they want to stay behind it and stay with it as well, because the support has been immense. For a team that's maybe slipped up at home a couple of times, I think that support has been growing and growing, and we can really feel that, and that's why we're so desperate to do better. But hopefully we can address that into next season.
Yeah, you've spoken quite a lot this season about trusting the process, as you say, to the fans. How important is it the fans now keep getting behind that, not just towards the end of the season, but we're going into the summer as well?
Yeah, because even in a game, when you take the emotion out of it, and I was very, very raw on Monday, and I was disappointed, angry. I think one of the words I used with you was embarrassed, but I didn't mean that, and I wasn't. And when you look back and watch the game back, even when so little's come off for us and there's been so many errors, we've still completely controlled the game. We've still, you know, and this is not digging anybody out. People miss chances. Jamie's had a good opportunity to go 2-0 up 1v1. Lewis has had 2 headers in that half. The ball's dropped to Bon in the second half, hasn't quite adjusted his feet. And then Alex makes an uncharacteristic mistake giving the ball away on the edge of the box. So, I know those days have happened too often against the teams at the bottom, and that's up to me to come up with a clearer way to win those games next season, and I will, and we will, and we'll build on it over the summer. But there's so much progress that we've already made, and I think it is about trying to believe that, you know, we're on the right path. And I want to see us still dictating those games. I'm not going to, because those games have gone that way, now say, right, let's all start giving the ball to the opposition earlier, defend and try and hit them on the break at home. That's not the way that it's going to go. We're just going to get even better at doing what we already do. And that's going to be the difference next season. And hopefully that'll provide a lot of excitement for the supporters.
Yeah, moving on to obviously this Saturday, 2 games to go, big trip to West on the weekend. Game has been talked about obviously quite a lot over the last few weeks with the amount of fans travelling. What are your thoughts on that game?
Oh, really excited. I think the last 2 games are both really exciting. Obviously, Western away, they've been getting a good crowd as they head towards that league title. And we know that the supporters have identified that game from a while ago as somewhere that they want to go. And so we're going to take a great following. And, you know, the players will want to go there and perform for ourselves and for the supporters and for the club. You know, these boys, they really identify with the supporters. I think everyone can feel that. And we want to do exactly the same on Saturday. We want to give them another moment in a season that has had, despite those moments of disappointment, which we're always going to get. We've had some great moments this season, and hope, you know, maybe we can create one more on Saturday.
You mentioned there about Welsh Wrestling going for the league title. Does that add to the excitement of Saturday's game?
It does in a way, because we haven't got too much to play for, so you're always looking for that edge of what can really motivate the players, that extra 2 or 3%. So, you know, that opportunity to go and play in front of so many travelling supporters, knowing that they've paid the money to stay in hotels, to get there, to get into the game, to enjoy the weekend, that's a big bonus for us, and it pushes us and motivates us and drives us on to do better. So, yeah, we're absolutely looking forward to that one. Same as the Hayes one, where we think, you know, we might get a good crowd and there's lots of young supporters coming in from local teams. We'll spend as much time after that game with those young people as we possibly can, to try and grow the feeling and towards the football club for those potential future supporters, and try and make it a good day for them. So hopefully the last 2 games finish on a positive, but we've got 2 very difficult games. So even if they don't go the way that we want them, we're going to finish somewhere between 7 and 11. And that's a top half finish, and I think that's immense progress from last season, and I'm really excited to see, you know, if we can continue that over the summer.
Yeah, preparations obviously continuing tonight in training. What's the message to the players now this week, and trying to get them motivated now for the last 2 games?
Yeah, well, we've got to review what we did on Monday. We're going to start with that tonight, and we'll try and these are two totally different games to what the game that we've just played. But we first of all reflect on that, and that'll give us some ideas which we're going to discuss ready for pre-season. And then, you know, we're going to try and put a plan together into the players for Saturday first and foremost.
I know obviously you're a manager full of ambition, so preparations probably for yourself already underway for next season. 2 games ago now, are the preparations already looking towards now next season?
Yeah, you start to look at the schedule, like we've got the start date, and so you start to look at when we'll start pre-season, and we want to do some work. We've got an opportunity here to do some work with the boys over the summer that perhaps we didn't previously. Some of the young boys need to be using the off-season to develop areas of their fitness, to continue as you summer on summer. You should get stronger, fitter, better, you know, every year. And then for some of the others, about maintaining it and not decreasing once you get over that 30 hill. So, you know, we're able to now give the boys programs through the summer, so they come in flying at the start of pre-season. In terms of my first area of call is going to be to the players who've done very well this season, and my first responsibility is to them, because, you know, I want to keep those boys that have put their body on the line for the club this season and have done very well for us. I want to commit to them. I want some of them to commit to us. It's a two-way street. You know, if I commit to them, then if they commit to us, then we're not going out looking for other players in those positions. And then undoubtedly, you know, we're ambitious. We want to do better. We want to win those games that we've just lost. We want to develop that type of game. So it's about going out and finding the 2 or 3, possibly 4 players that we think are going to really improve us and take us to that next level, because, you know, I think supporters can see that we're not far away. So first call is to retain the players that we've got here that have done so well, and the second point is to then go out and try and find and identify the areas to improve, and make sure that we're ready as a staff come pre-season to get all the information that we want to build on what we've already started here.
And just finally, obviously, you said there's going to be 2 big crowds now for the last 2 games. What's your sort of message now to the fans ahead of those last 2 games?
No, just stick with us. A big thank you for your support all season so far. I think it's been immense, home and away, and we're touched by that. The fact that we haven't done as well as everyone wants at home, and people have still turned up. That means a lot to us, and that drives us every day to be better for the football club. So that support home and away has been immense. We've been able to create more moments away, and hopefully on the last 2, and then certainly into next season, we can continue to do something and reward that support that we get.
Cheers, Bob.
Cheers, Macca.